This is Harley Street, where a record number of women are coming to spend thousands of pounds for the chance of a baby. Egg freezing is the fastest growing fertility treatment in the UK. In theory, the process effectively puts your fertility on hold. Eggs are extracted from the ovaries and put on ice until you're ready to use them at a later date. But there is a £7,000 to £8,000 price tag and no official accurate success rates for whether freezing eggs guarantees you a live birth. So is egg freezing really the future of fertility?
If you're thinking about freezing your eggs, my name is Sophie, I'm 26 years old and I recently went through 2 rounds of egg freezing on my own because I've got something called endometriosis. Not everyone with endo needs to freeze their eggs, but my fertility was being impacted.
Sophie froze her eggs last year.
I'll never forget it because I had barely sat down in my seat before they said, do you have a partner? Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Do you want to freeze your eggs with a partner? Do you want to do? And I was just there feeling like I was being fired all of these questions when I was already in quite a sensitive state.
Because of her condition, Sophie went through the process at a hospital, but egg freezing isn't available on the NHS, so she still had to pay privately.
And I just felt so defeated putting all of my savings into this one process that might not even work. From the get-go, they were very clear that this was a if, buts, maybes, fingers crossed your eggs will work, but if not, that's the reality of it. They didn't almost put me off, but they were very clear with how small the chance is.
But she worries that not everybody who's offering this procedure is that transparent about your chances of pregnancy from frozen eggs.
I had people messaging me saying, well, the clinic that I'm going to has said that this is guaranteed pregnancy. And not to paint every clinic with the same brush, but the private clinics seem to be a lot more positive about what your results can be.
And a guaranteed pregnancy is simply not the case. Once eggs are frozen, patients later return to retrieve those eggs and undergo IVF in the hope of getting pregnant. The data doesn't exist to tell us the chance of having a baby from a frozen egg. Instead, the UK's Fertility Authority says look at the success rates of IVF treatment. That tells us that if you're aged 18 to 34, you have a 33% chance of having a baby from a single round of IVF. Dr. Afana is a fertility expert who runs a clinic service as well as egg freezing parties to give women clear information about the process.
Egg freezing is actually a very reasonable option that women who don't want to engage in starting a family right away should really look into.
She says it's important to be aware of our fertility health on the whole, not just success rates, so you can make a choice when you're ready.
I wouldn't worry too much about the statistics. It will depend on your individual circumstances, your ovarian function. What studies have found is that in those who've managed to put between 15 and 20 eggs in storage, they've got a very good chance of a live birth.
While Dr. Afana hosts those parties to give women clear information, women's health experts worry that the industry as a whole could be misleading.
A lot of women have to do their research before they go. And if they don't do that, some of these, especially private clinics, are almost bamboozling them.
Kelly worries about the extra hidden costs. Once somebody has decided to undergo egg freezing, many clinics offer the option of add-ons. Treatments can range from steroid injections to nutritionists with the intention of boosting overall wellness. But in many clinics, they come at an extra cost.
They're definitely almost using the vulnerability of women and the fact they're on a bit of a timer with it, I guess to get more money, which is what my main concern is.
The UK's Fertility Authority has said there is no conclusive evidence that any of the commonly offered add-ons increase the chance of a pregnancy. It urged women to get a full costed treatment plan so you're not caught out by unexpected extras. So is it all worth it?
I'm 26 and I had to make the decision that I needed to freeze my eggs now for the future. There's a huge spectrum of women like me that are just really wanting to have a family, and this is the only way that we're able to do that. But I think people should be given all of the information and all of the facts, and then it's up to them whether they decide to finance it themselves.